So not damaging our planet Earth, so the next generation and the generation after that can live happily and without any
Mm-hmm.
constraints. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
so it
Happily, are you
involves.
sure?
Hmm?
Are you sure? Happily?
Not sure. I'm not that sure. No.
Okay. So continue, please.
Okay, that's it.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. Thank you for sharing. Anyone
Thank
else? Muhammad Ali? I mean Najila? No idea. Okay. No problem. Then let's learn what is the sustainability. So this is our first class and the first chapter. Next week also we continue the chapter one. So the first question is what is the sustainability? Technically, or I can say conventionally, traditionally, sustainability has divided on three sections. The first one, which have a more attention to it, is the environment, or if I want to abbreviate it, CO2 emission. But it's not limited to CO2 and also covers so many other sector in emission, such as emission to human health, to emission to ozone layer depletion. It's different from CO2. For example, land use effect on ecosystem is almost more than 20 if I want to cover everything. So when I say environment, I'm not only referring to CO2 or dioxide carbon, but there are so many other things. However, the climate change or CO2 is the most important. This is the first pillar, first section of sustainability. The second is economic. Anybody can tell me why economic is important for sustainability? Let's have a conversation, not just monologue, have dialogue. If only I'm talking and you listen, the class will be, you know, couldn't have the best efficiency. Why the economic is important in sustainability? We want to, as your friend said, we want to save the planet for future, which means we are taking care of environment. Why in the same time we care about economy? Anybody know? Yes, please.
In my opinion, the economy is important to developing infrastructure that is more cost effective.
Okay,
Is it
Lee.
okay? Okay,
Thank
thank
you.
you.
Thank you for sharing your information, knowledge with us. But I want to hear more from other students. Anyone else? Why economy important? Can we just focus on environment? I give you example. When we talk about environment, we have some strategy. For example, using of the sunlight to produce electricity, using the water rain as a water consumption inside the building, choosing the material for the building which has the lower emission, produce lower emission during the manufacturing stage. If I introduce you a method which is very environmental, but is very expensive, do you still want to use of that method? Do you have any incentive to use of that expensive method?
No.
So Economy is also important. So when you choose a strategy to bring down or move through the sustainability, more environmental friendly, that technique, that strategy should be also in reasonable price and cost for the stakeholder, for the house maker to use of this technique. If I tell you the wood is the most environmental material among other alternatives such as concrete, brick, steel, but if the wood is twice price than the concrete, how you can ask the house maker to use of the wood? You cannot. That's against the sustainability. Okay, so that's why environment not only important, but also economy is very important. And let's go to the yellow circle, the social. What do you know about social? What does it mean when I'm talking about sustainability? How we take care of the social or social in which group? Anyone? No idea.
No idea, sir.
Yes, sir. Okay, social. Let me give you example. You are the house maker. You have a company. You want to build some building. Where do you get your material? From market, from factory, right? So in this sector, the people who work in the manufacturing industry, such as worker, such as engineer, they go through the process to make that material, right? So which material is have actually more benefit to them is very important. That's part we call the social impact to sustainability. If there are two different materials, the one have the more benefit for manufacturing company, for the worker, they're going to use that material. They're going to manufacture that material. Which one have a more profit for them, right? In the factory, if some product have low profit for the that factory or mill, I don't think they continue to do the same job. So now, not only for the house maker, they looking for lower price, which is the economy, but it should have the most benefit for the people who manufacture the material, which is society. Now we have three pillars, okay? Manufacturing, which means social, the worker, engineer, the economy is the market. They want to build their building with the lowest price, and environment, which is the material should have lower emission to the environment. If you follow this line, these three pillar, which I can tell you, yes, you have a sustainability material, you have a environmental friendly. So all of these three are very important and have a actually same weighting. You cannot ignore or miss one and just follow the other two. Okay, any question?
No.
No.
No, doctor.
Do you understand what is sustainability now?
Yes.
Yes.
So
So,
far, okay.
but after this class, please review one more time what we discussed. Now, what is needed? First, expanding the future options, designed for the nature, taking affirmative public action. You see, everything is connected to each other. Social, environment, and economic. What we discuss here is actually really fundamental of the sustainability. But if we go through the construction management, these three pillars will expand to the more criteria. We discuss about it later. So basic of the sustainability will become it affect everyone. Nobody can deny that I'm exception. It affect when affect our planet means affect everybody. It's not a future of concern. You cannot mention that. It's about ethic and it's a design problem. So we have a actually in register under CIDB. We call it Construction Industry Transformation Program 2016 to 2020. It's actually already past 2020, but it's good to know about it. We call it CITP, which have some instruction. First pillar on the left side, you can see quality, safety, which need to be followed and put in the priority. Then environmental sustainability, productivity, and internationalism. So this is for Malaysia only, okay? This guideline is for Malaysia. Now, what actually CITP trying to say? Let's make this board a little, okay, CITP transformation initiative toward environmental sustainability. So they try to say in order you want to have a sustainable product, you need to follow in the construction industry, okay? Here we talk about construction industry, but sustainability has not limited to building, construction building, but it's really big knowledge. When they want to manufacture a refrigerator, TV, car, everywhere they need to follow the sustainability, okay? Our focus here is only in the building. And this CITP objective is for construction. So you can see every stage, they have a new instruction, drive innovation in sustainable construction, drive compliance to environment sustainability, and the rest you can see here. And one more thing before I miss is very important, which is the best in the construction. Can anyone tell me what is the best in the construction? In which stage waste will be produced? What is that exactly? I think it's good if you turn on your
Yeah,
camera.
yeah. I think
Yes,
uh, it means that the source or the that you use it, the waste, we can separate it to the plastic, paper, or
okay. Plastic. Do we have plastic in construction?
I think
Not
another
really.
sector.
Another, yeah, another we
Yeah.
have. But in which, how waste will be produced? On which stage?
Use the
Mostly the waste will be produced during the manufacturing stage when they want to prepare the material for the construction. For example, concrete, right? Concrete always have the waste because uh, not only the waste during when they applying material on the building, but if they be a little late, that concrete cannot be used. That's one stage that construction have a waste. And another stage, anyone can tell me what is the most important stage in the construction building that we have waste? Huge waste.
Is it iron?
Iron have steel, you mean? Yes, steel can have a waste, but my question is on which stage of construction the waste, most of the waste will happen? Wood,
During
steel,
construction,
during construction. Okay, thank you. Anyone else?
The finishing?
Most of finishing. What do you mean by finishing? Can you give more explanation? Means construction finish?
I think in the end of the day.
End of the day.
Yeah, yeah.
What you do? End of the day.
When we finish the work of last day,
Oh, okay.
we collect all the waste
Okay.
that we
Why do
have
you
used
think
it in
every...
that we have used it in
Mhm.
that day.
Oh, okay. So, what do you think? Why do you think everything happened, most of the best happened in the last day? Why not in the middle of construction?
Not last day, in every day. That
Every day, but...
the material that we use it.
I see, I see. Okay, thank you. How should I call your name?
Luai,
Luai?
Luai, yeah.
Luai, Luai. You're from Iraq,
No, from Yemen.
Yemen. Okay. Welcome to our class.
Yeah.
So, most of the West will happen in the end of life cycle of the building. Means the day you need to demolish the building after 50 years or 100 years, it doesn't matter. Some buildings have 50 years, some buildings have 60, some buildings have 100 years lifespan. Means in the end, 100 years, you need to demolish the building. That is the stage most of the waste will happen. The concrete you need to bring out from the site, the steel, the wood, the ceramic, the tile, the plasterboard, gypsum, the, the pipe for water, the wire. You need to disassemble everything. This is the stage that most of the waste will happen. In some countries, they started from last few years, like 8 years, 7 years, especially in some countries really care about sustainable. They start to recycling the material or reuse. Some countries they don't really have good progress in this state. They mostly send the material to landfill, like the concrete after demolition, they just throw it to the some land. They not reuse it, which has a really negative impact to the environment. So when you want to know when the most waste happen is the end of building life cycle. Okay, so the funnel system is for sustainability. You can see here the capacity, planning, option, decision, and up to planning, sustainability, business. Let's go through the increasing population, global demand, market pressure, competitiveness, and regulation. So another actually figure related to construction project, you can see how it's happening. You need to put the energy to the system. What is the energy? The energy is not limited to the air conditioner that you have in your room right now, or the fan or the light. The energy is here what we talk about is the energy came from burn the coal in the factory to produce the energy for electricity. That electricity will be used in the factory for manufacture process. Like if they want to produce the cement, okay, so many machinery, equipment need to work in really big factory. Okay, so where that energy come from? It's from burning coal. Coal. That coal is contributed to CO2 emission, environmental impact. Okay, so this energy is not related to the energy that we consume for air conditioner in the building, but rather the one we use in the factory for producing the building materials. So you can see the natural environment is contributed to resources, and this is the demand is related to social, economical, and environment. So if a material, if a technique, if a strategy have all these three social, economic, environment support, that material has the most usage in the construction industry. Okay, now design as a sustainability solution. Most of the problem related to environment degradation can be traced back to inappropriate system of development, the design of the built environment, determine the resource, space, energy that's available in the future. You can read this later. Now, there is a question. How organization can continuously flourish despite ton of the challenge endlessly keep crossing their paths? How can we place a number of eggs inside a small container without the probability of eggs will fall off? The question here is how we can actually organize all the tasks in the industry, in construction industry, that you call it as sustainable. The answer is our answer becomes two sections. Okay, the answer is having a good management or efficient management. So the sustainability can be just single motto, or I can say uh, it's useless if there is no management behind the team, behind the construction team. That's why we call it sustainable construction management. Okay? Otherwise, we just could call it sustainability. But when it comes to the building, we need to have a management to turn back to the sustainability. Look at here, sustainability construction management. Without this management, sustainability cannot be achieved. The key word, the most important things here that we need to remember is having the proper management. And in construction industry, it's not like one person decides for everything if they want to have a sustainability. But there is a team. Okay? So that was our introduction so far, but I hope that was efficient introduction for you to make you familiar and understanding what is a sustainability. So now let's have an overview of project management. In order to enhance student understanding on the whole concept of sustainable that's going on, we follow the guideline. Management, project, construction site, and when we've done the integration, we have project management, we have construction management, and site management. These are three different jobs with three different responsibilities. So if you become the site management, you have some duty, some responsibility. But your job is not construction management. If you don't understand, please let me know. Okay? You can be one of these three in the future. You cannot be site management at the same time, site manager and the project manager at the same time. Okay? And the most, this good I let you know, the most salary goes to PM or project manager. I repeat again, this is three different jobs and it's totally different from architect, from consultant, from engineer. Anybody know what's the difference between these three jobs?
I think project management, someone who has the idea,
Who
and
has a
yeah, and construction management, the person who built this idea,
mhm.
and site management, it's the engineer.
Okay. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Anyone else can share opinion with me, with us? Nobody else. Very active class. So, Luai, you are here or in your country?
No, I'm in Ballet Raja.
Oh, okay, okay. You are in Malaysia. Very good. Okay. So, your friend is okay, is correct, but let's go to have the more understanding from these three jobs. So, first, management overview. What is the management? Management practice can be really traced back in the history, in maybe in the I can say very long time ago, like such as 5000 BC, which means this is not new knowledge. However, recently become very like mixed with other knowledge. IT, we have computer. We don't need to calculate with hands anymore. The computer will do everything. But the root is in the history. There are some examples here from the very old construction in the history. You can study it later in different countries. So management, based on the actually dictionary, is mean controlling and organizing. Control, organize. You want have a management, proper management. You need have a good control and organize on the job. That's the only way you can have a good management. So let's flashback. Why you want to have a good management? Because you want have a good sustainability, good outcome, right? Everything is look like a ring is connected to each other. Good organization end up to the good management end up to good sustainability. So basic management activity include planning, implementation, and controlling. So you can see every single of these items have their own characterization, like define objective, define resource, and develop their strategy. Same goes for implementation and for controlling. So management approach, how you want to get to good management: organizational, scientific, bureaucracy, human relation system, and you need to have contingency plan. Okay, management function in organizational approach. You can see here, this is the list here, such as forecast, planning, organizing, and list goes on. This table simply shows which one need to be handled and used on different phase of the project, or which one is most important. You can see planning, organizing, they include every single stage of the project. Also controlling, these three, you can see controlling, planning, and organizing. So organizational management is the most important ingredient to determine a successful organization. A comprehensive definition of organizational management is attainment of organizational goals in effective and efficient manner through management function. Now, let's see project overview. What is the project? It's very important you understand the difference between management, difference between organizing, and difference between also the project, because every single of these phrase define the different job, different responsibility in the construction industry. So for the project, we can call it simply, there is a technique to create a new product. What is our product? Building, right? So every building is unique in their own way, and the process to construct the building, we call it as a, what we call it? Anyone know? Let's see who's listening. We call it project. Everybody had their own launch?
Not yet, Doctor.
Oh, no wonder some of you I not hear your voice. Maybe uh, you need have your lunch before our class next time, so you can get more sharp.
Yeah, maybe next week.
And I afraid in the same time, maybe if you have your lunch, you feel sleepy. So try to manage it as you study management here. Try to manage every every task in your life properly. Okay. So
Sorry, sir, we cannot hear you.
yes, Irfan.
Nothing, nothing, nothing.
I didn't say anything. I just give you an opportunity to read the slide. Some slide is very easy and have a simple definition. So no need I repeat. You can just simply read through it. And if you have any question, you can ask me. Just like the next page, this slide. Please try to read by yourself. And if there is any question come up in your mind, you can tell me, share with me.
All right, so
Okay, now in the next slide, we want to know and learn about project characteristics. Every project is unique because you cannot find two buildings that have the same plan, same material, same distance from the factory, same engineer, and even the same soil behind the okay. So every building, every construction project, let me put it this way. Maybe one construction project, they build, manufacture 20 different buildings next to each other with the same material, same plan, same engineer. But we call it project, means this is one project. So every project is unique. They came with some limitation. Their goal may be different, either residential building, commercial building. They want to construct like cinema, mall, school. So the goal could be very different. The resource limited, limited of the time. Uh, in the construction industry, when they start the, they need to determine when is the last day of the construction. So the time is always limited. Okay. So the question here that we're facing, what are the project critical and what are the mutual objective among the different projects? What you can see here, you see the main phrase here is client satisfaction. How we can get the client satisfaction as a project manager, as the owner, is through some process. For example, the budget, you finish the project within the first budget that designed for the project. Means you shouldn't have overrun budget. Follow the scope of the project based on the available resource. The quality should satisfy the client or customer. And the most important maybe is finish the project on time, on the schedule. So in that case, you can achieve the client satisfaction. Okay. The critical component in the project is the cost, time, quality, scope, resources, and the rest you can see here. So uh, client satisfaction is comprises of different items as we discussed already: economic or cost, on time, the quality of the project. So here there is a question I want to ask you: the quality to achieve the customer satisfaction, client satisfaction, the quality should be higher than their expectation or equal or lower? What do you think, and what is your reason? How about the quality? Should be higher than what they expect, or just equal their expectation?
Should be equal
Why?
because when the quality is higher, the cost also are much more lah.
Okay, that's correct. What happens if the quality is lower than expectation? What happens? Irfan?
Client is not satisfied with our construction lah,
Yeah,
because it's
client
not
is
in good quality.
listener. Then what happened? You know what happened in that situation?
The lifespan for the construction for our building is not that long lah.
That could be correct, and but also there are some other issue might happen to you, or to you, I mean the project manager who is the responsible of the project, because in that case they responsible to improve the quality, which have the extra cost for the project manager. So it's better from beginning they provide the proper quality as the owner or a stakeholder expected. Okay, thank you. Now we reach to the very interesting. Just now we talked about the quality, cost, time. You remember, right? In the previous slide. The next step. Oh, sorry. We talked about the social, environment, and cost. Now here we expand the issue. In the beginning, the actually the factor was limited to cost, quality, and time, right? Then the scientist, the researcher expands this definition to achieve the better and higher quality. So it becomes not only quality, cost, and time, but they minimize depletion of resource or minimize resource depletion. How we can achieve the resource depletion, minimize resource depletion? What is resource depletion? Let me ask you this question first. You know what is resource depletion?
No.
Okay, thank you. Share with us. But who knows? Resource depletion. Okay, listen to me. You want to build a building, okay? It's a 10-story, 2-story, doesn't matter. Where this material, the material to build this construction, where it come from? Where do you get the material?
From the supplier.
Supplier. Where the supplier get it? From the factory, right?
Yes.
Okay. To manufacture material in the factory, like cement. Let's have an example as a cement. Where this cement came from? Does it come from nature?
Yes.
So means they need to deploy the resource. When they deploy the resource from mine, they extract the material for steel. They need to go to the mine for for the cement, they need to go to the mine. When they extract, bring it out. Does it have any process to replace? No. Once you extract the material from nature, there is no replacement. Means you already extracted. Okay, like the steel, the iron came from the from mine. They dig dig the earth, nothing going to be replaced. That's they call it resource depletion. Means the material came out from the mine and nothing going to be replaced there. Like the soil, we came from the earth, right? Below beneath of the earth's surface. When we extract it, it's not going to be replaced, right? One day the oil will be finished, sooner or later. We don't know when. At least I don't know when exactly. So this process we call resource depletion. Minimize resource depletion have so many methods. We not go through the detail. I don't need you discuss about you actually think about that right now. But what you need to know to minimize this resource depletion by processing of recycling material, reuse the material. When the building get demolished, there were some steel there, right? Like window, aluminium, the door. Reuse this material is toward the minimize resource depletion. Anybody understand this? If you still haven't understand, let me know. I explain more. Okay. So then it expands to the last triangle you can see here, includes the quality time, not only this, but resource, economy, social, and environment. So at beginning, they have just three items. Now they expanded to the much more issues. So sustainable approach. This is actually if you pick the previous picture, you can read it later. Now, general sequence of project phase. If I change the slide, can you see the new slide? You see the 7 square here, colorful. The project life cycle of constructed facility. Can you see?
We see slide 42.
No, sir.
What slide you see right now? Can you read for me?
General sequence of project head.
Oh, okay. So means I make it bigger screen, you cannot see. Never mind, I make it to the small screen. So project life cycle of the constructed facility. You can see here we have operational, design, engineering, design facility, market demand, startup, procurement, and conceptual, feasibility, design. Can anyone tell me which one comes first? Because this is not based on the order, it's just shuffle. You know which one comes first?
Conceptual planning.
And feasibility
Conceptual
study.
planning comes first. Thank you. Anyone else?
Market demand.
Okay, thank you. Market demand comes first. Let's check. Yes, if there is no market demand, there is no construction, right?
Yes.
So this is the most important in the project life cycle. It should be demand. After that, somebody wants to build the house. If no demand, nobody wants to live. So Just waste of time, waste of resource, waste of money. And the second one, we go through the conceptual planning, means you assess what you want to build, what is the objective of this construction, what is actually purpose of the construction. Is it possible to build this building or not? Then you can see the numbering actually has, usually you can see the design, then procurement, startup, operation, and disposal. So the typical project phases, you can see, as you can see here, it's actually same as, almost same as previous slide. You can read. Okay, you may make your attendance. I send the link in the chat box here. You haven't finished it. I just give you a few minutes to rest. We'll continue in few minutes, okay? Just make your attendance.
Doctor, did you open your mic?
Okay, thank you. Let
Okay,
me know.
thank you.
If we, yeah, as I was saying, the project cycle of construction facility, as you can see here, it started with market demands. Just like what we discussed here, market demand. So if no market demand, then there is no construction. And also we need to see what type of demands is available, okay? Like residential, commercial, or what type of people. And conceptual planning, design. Actually, this one is already we had in the previous slide. So we move now construction overview. Construction or building, recognized as the act to produce something new, product, something new. I think this is very clear for everyone. Okay, so construction may go through the process of building something from the scratch, remodeling. This would happen many times in the construction during the design phase, remodeling, upgrade, and existing product. Because there is a team, right? So the team working together. There always may happen the remodeling, the new idea, to improve or upgrade the existing plan. Construction versus manufacturing. So let's review what's different here. The construction process is differing from the manufacturing because construction is happen on the site and manufacturing happen in the factory. If I want to tell you in the really easiest way. So manufacturing start from the factory and until the material transport to the site. After that, the construction will be started. So construction is unique, means construction techniques are different, the knowledge behind, the skill, the pattern of relationship between parties, and environment where the particular construction takes place. A construction consists of activities which need to be arranged based on predetermined the specification and given the time frame means the project should eliminate having any delay. If you have a delay and you are project manager, means you have to pay for the delay based on every single day. Okay, they already put in information in the contract. Means based on every single day, like you have to pay. It depends to the construction specification. Okay, how big or how small. Maybe if the project big, for every day delay, you need to pay 20,000 ringgit. So this is very serious for you as a project manager to eliminate any delay in the project. Because based on every single day delay, maybe you need 20 more workers, okay? Means you have to pay for 20 more workers salary. That's why it's not good to have any delay. So construction is complex, dynamic, and full of uncertainty, which is very important. Now here, factors that influence the progression of construction industry, social, economic, market force, labor resource, emergence of new technology, and environment, and government regulation. You see, the one is related to sustainability, we already highlighted, which is social, environment, and economy. So construction phase is commonly prone to the cost overrun. Even if you have a delay, that's most cost overrun, but not necessary. You might finish the project on time. Still, you have cost overrun. Remember that. So, due to the several well-known problems, and actually here you can see this is the process of the construction. This area, the purple color. Close out means the project finished. The physical work on the project is already finished. So resource in the construction include four main issues, which always started by M: money, material, manpower, machinery. Means during the construction, you need to pay for these four elements: material, manpower, machinery, and the money. Actually, the core of the expenditure in the project. So the general sequence of construction process is bidding, phase one, phase two, phase three until phase four. You can read this later. And the final one is the site. Let's see what is the site. Is the place that to transfer and utilize several basic resources such as manpower, material, and machinery. Means this place you need to use these three resources to have a building. I repeat again: manpower, materials, and machinery. So after selected contractor from the bidding, but by the way, let me ask you, do you know what is the bidding? What is the tender and bidding? Anyone?
Bidding for the project, is it?
Yes, bidding. But what is the bidding? What
Bidding the
process?
price
Mhm.
and the qualification for the process for the project.
Okay, thank you. I get your point. Let me explain to the
That
audience.
is invite the owner to contractor.
There is again,
Invite the owner to the contractor.
invite owner to the contractor. Did I hear right?
Uh,
Yes, Muhammad Jabri?
I think the offer that the contractor can give to the client.
Okay, thank you. Yes. Anyone else want to share?
Yes. Also, may I? Bidding means another words. It's a budget that's offered construction to the person to the who want a project. The budget they give us.
Take
They give it.
means take care means means is the contractor you mean?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. So when I'm talking about the bidding, actually the bidding is a process that normally starts a few months before project physical project starts, maybe 6 months earlier. Okay, if there is a project around your house, you just started today. Maybe bidding it started 6 months ago. So this in this process, the owner, the stakeholder, the client is the same. Will offer the project to whoever can construct. They will attend to the bidding. Maybe there is some forms, and they will let the client know. I will construct this building, your building, with this amount of money, like 1 million ringgit. Okay, the client end of the day maybe receives 10 offer, 10 company collaborate in the bidding. The client needs to choose one company to do his or her project. Sometimes the bidding is open to everybody. Maybe 50, 100 company collaborate. Sometimes it's closed to only few numbers. So this process we call bidding. I think you will read more in the future in other subjects. We will not actually go so much through the bidding, at least today, maybe next week we're going to discuss about it. But it's good you know some issue about it. So thus it requires significant attention to the efficiency, productivity, and quality. You can read this later. It's very simple. This line, site activity needs to be defined consciously in order to manage all resource efficient and effectively toward achieving the construction goal, which is very clear and obvious. Okay, this is we keep it here until this stage. We will continue. We will continue the chapter 1 in the next week. So if you have any question, you can ask. And I hope you all make your attendance already. I will hopefully see you on next week. Any question?
Doctor,
Yes.
do you mind to share the slides in the author? The slide.
Share this a slide in the author. Oh, okay. I will share the slide in the WhatsApp that I'm going to create with all of you. Just somebody please send me message in the WhatsApp. If you don't have my number, let me. This is my number. Only one student. Just send me message. So I'm going to create a WhatsApp group for the future communication. Yes, thank you for asking. Any other question?
No.
No more questions? Okay, so I hope you're having a good day. And I will see you next week, same time. Please join the class before 2 p.m. Have a good day. You can leave the class. You can
Thank
leave
you,
now.
thank you, Doctor.
All right, thank you,
Thank you,
Doctor.
Doctor.
Thank you, Doctor. Have a good day.
Thank you, Doctor.
Thank you, Doctor. Have a good day.
Thank you, Doctor.
Thank you, Doctor.
Doctor.
Thank you, Doctor.
Thank you, Doctor.
You're welcome all.